Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new. It's inherited. A ring from a grandmother, a necklace full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jewelers reimagines family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Working one-on-one, Duke's designers honor the original story while creating something fresh and modern. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com, where old stories become new treasures.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
The greatest part about this stretch of the season is that, yes, they are getting more opportunity for sure, but it's not opportunity that is based around like, hey man, do your thing. So it's still within a team construct, and so the thought process there is that it can translate. You know, yeah, there are moments where Bryce or Ace have gotten hot and you let them take a few extra dribbles because that's just what you're supposed to do. But if Lowry was on the court and Bryce hit 3 in a row, like, you get to shoot the heat check. That's the way it works.
That's Will Hardy talking about the stretch run, the Utah Jazz running out of games. Only 5 left in the season. 4 after tonight. They're in Houston to play the Rockets. I think the thing to look for isn't just, does Sensabaugh score? How does Sensabaugh defend? And when he does score, is he shooting catch-and-shoot threes? We know he can do that. I know in the last game against Denver, had a 3, but he pump-faked the guy, a little flyby, so he drove to the rim and attacked the shot blocker, and he scored. So how many different ways can he score, especially next year when presumably he'd be a role player playing off, depending on who's in the game at any moment, 2 or 3 other established scorers. He doesn't get as many shots, but the ones he gets, can he score in different ways? So a little something to watch for as the Jazz play the Rockets and presumably lose in Houston. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock. Pre-game coverage on the Zone at 5. It's all about watching the Jazz to see if they lose and watching the Kings to see if they win and see if the Jazz end up with the 4th or 5th best lottery odds. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Jalen Green finds Gillespie. He's open for 3 left side. And he got it. That's the record breaker for Colin Gillespie. Number 227 this season. Nobody in his son's uniform has ever made more threes in an NBA campaign.
Slips it to Grant at the right elbow. Kicked out to the near corner. Knippel, catch and shoot 3. And that's history. Step aside, Kemba Walker. Knippel is your new franchise leader for most made threes in a single season at 261. And the rookie is just getting started.
Yeah, that record figures to fall. He figures to get more shots down the line, hit more threes. Knippel, club record in Charlotte, where, Del Curry set a lot of marks, and then everybody chases them later on. Knippel with 4 3-pointers in the game. Charlotte beats Phoenix by 20. Charlotte's going to be that hot team in the East nobody wants to play, although they are currently in play-in territory, and they're running out of games, so I don't know if they can make the top 6. They're probably going to see Boston or Detroit right out of the gate. But really a good turnaround by Charlotte in the second half of the season. And I guess you could say it's the kind of thing the Jazz could do, except the expectations I think will be high enough. Nobody will want the start Charlotte had early in the year. But as far as the second half of the season, they have just taken off. They've been great. This is the time of year you want to get ready for the playoffs and have your team healthy, and the Lakers are going in the other direction. Luka Doncic leaving the game with a hamstring injury, and he wasn't the only guy hurt. Austin Reaves injured his back. Now, it's not clear how serious these are. They're both getting MRIs today. We'll find out how long they're out for, but man, hamstring injuries can easily turn into 4 or 6 weeks. Maybe it's minor. Maybe it's more cramping than a serious injury, in which case he could be back sooner. We'll find out later today. But L.A., 2 of their big 3, and ironically not the guy in his 40s, but 2 of their big 3 now hurt.
Yeah, why isn't it ever 3 to 5? Why is it always 4 to 6? Why can't it be 3?
It's always 4 to 6.
5 to 7.
Maybe it's cramped.
7 to 9.
Maybe it'll just be a couple days. Maybe they'll be lucky.
Maybe
NBA's
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years. The NBA 65-game rule for you got to play 65 games to be eligible for postseason awards. That remains a talking point. Cade Cunningham has missed the threshold. He's out with complications from a collapsed lung. Anthony Edwards sat out last night due to illness, so he won't reach 65 games. Cunningham won't reach 65 games. We talk a lot about tanking, PK, but the number of games star players are missing has got to be concerning. I mean, sometimes it's legit injuries. Certainly Cunningham, this sounds pretty serious. But guys just resting on the second nights of back-to-backs also. How do they get their stars out on the floor more often?
Yeah, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. I think that the league makes its money off its playoffs, and the playoffs are going to be starting here soon, and that's what it's about. We're going to talk about this forever. How do they get the start? No. The playoffs are what drives the NBA, not the regular season. It's never going to change. So accept it and move on.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Final four set for tomorrow. Illinois and UConn at 4. Michigan and Arizona at 6:50. It's on TBS and True TV. Do you want to watch the Fab Five sit around and remember the good old days, PK? They're going to be doing a separate broadcast over there on True TV during that Michigan-Arizona game.
The separate broadcasts, to me, get in the way of the game. They have conversations, and that's fine. Go ahead and have it, but I want to concentrate on the game. I'm nothing against, who is it, Ray King? Was that one of his names? I don't care what he thinks.
The day after the championship game, Monday night title game, Tuesday, the transfer portal officially opens, but lots of people are making their announcements now, including Kansas star big man Floyd Badunga, who submitted his name for the NBA draft. He'll get feedback from the league. And he's also entering the transfer portal. So talk about keeping your options open. Will he go to the NBA? Will he go back to Kansas? Will he stay in the portal and go somewhere else? He's a sophomore, 2 years of college ball. He was third in the Big 12 in rebounding. He's projected as a second-round pick. And NIL makes it a little tougher to make that decision to leave as an underclassman, doesn't it? You got money for sure in college. You want to take your chances on being a second-round pick and maybe end up playing overseas?
Is he from America?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. For the foreign guys, it'd be going back home, right? DJ and PK.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Hashtag NFL.
Kirk Cousins leaves Atlanta. That was 2 years and a lot of money for a bunch of 500 football out of him. He is going to be with the Raiders, who are expected to take Fernando Mendoza. So they'll have a veteran and they'll have a rookie, and they can have the veteran back him up or bring him along for 10 games or do whatever they want to do. Cousins is still guaranteed $10 million from Atlanta, so the Raiders only had to give him $1.3 million, the veteran minimum. They'll let the Falcons pay him the rest of the money. But he's got a $10 million roster bonus built in, and if somehow he stays there 5 years, he could make as much as $172 million, but it seems like he wouldn't come anywhere near that.
Wow.
I read a thing, PK, that he is now one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks in NFL history. Of course, you have to be a recent quarterback because the money keeps getting bigger. And he's the only one of the top 5 without a Super Bowl. But he's gotten paid. 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Cousins?
Yeah.
No. When did he
Did
get
he play in a Super Bowl? Who was the quarterback when Atlanta lost to the Patriots?
Oh, no. He was in Minnesota then. That was the guy they brought back he was from BC. You saw him play BYU. And he's running the club now.
Matt Ryan, yes.
Matt Ryan was their quarterback. 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year and two-time All-Pro quarterback Stephon Gilmore announced his retirement from the NFL after 13 seasons. Spent the majority of his career with Buffalo and New England. 13 years in the NFL, that is that is 2 or 3 careers right there. That is a long run. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Indiana coach Curt Cignetti backing his new starting quarterback Josh Hoover, who left the Big 12 and TCU to go to Indiana. 42 turnovers in 31 games. Sonny Dykes had criticized him. Cignetti's response was, we've got to clean up some of the turnovers, obviously, which Coach Dykes made light of, but when Josh got here, he met his 2 new best friends. A great defense and a really good run game. And he was never the same after that. So, little play action, make him better. Great defense, really good run game. We heard Kyle Whittingham lecture us on that for a few years, right? Indiana cashing in on him with it as well.
Yeah, speaking of cashing in, I think those were his second
Yep.
and third best friends. His first best friend was money.
NIL, baby. Virginia quarterback Chandler Morris's bid for a 7th year of eligibility denied. A judge denies the preliminary injunction, so no 7th year for you. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
And Bell clobbers one. Deep to right field for Josh Bell, and that's a home run. The Twins go back-to-back. It's their 3rd home run of the inning. And the Twins now lead it 5-1 at Kauffman.
Pitches, swing, and there's a high drive into deep left center. Back goes Luis Robert at the warning track, at the wall. He leaps. Adios, pelota! Over the 399-foot marker, it just would not come down. And Devers gets his first home run of the year.
And the Giants beat the Mets 7-2. The Giants bats an early talking point when they only scored 1 run against the Yankees, but they're averaging 5 runs a game since the Yankees left town. So Giants beat the Mets 7-2, and they won 3 of their last 4 now. Braves blow out the Diamondbacks 17-2. We get a few of these. Nobody wants to wreck their pitching, so once it gets out of hand, they just let it go. 17 runs on 16 hits for the Braves.
Yeah, they did have a catcher pitch the 9th inning and gave up 5 runs and 7 hits.
Yeah. No reason to wreck the staff. Just write it off, let it go, move on. Another top prospect coming up, Connor Griffin, scheduled to make his debut at 19 years old. The Pittsburgh Pirates calling him up. There have been so many rookies. It started on opening day with Kevin McGonigal getting 4 hits for the Tigers. It seems like every day there's another story about another rookie making a splash. And now they've incentivized teams to bring them up.
Well, he's the number 1 prospect.
Yeah, he is. He's the top of the line. And they used to hold guys, like Trout came and played in Utah when he didn't need to, but they were trying to get another year before he would be eligible for arbitration. But now they've set it up so teams can get a bonus draft pick if they bring guys up sooner. So guys are coming to the major leagues a little earlier. Utah, the Salt Lake Bees rained out last night, so they're going to make that up as a doubleheader now Saturday. Game 4 tonight, first pitch at the ballpark at America First Square, set for 6:35. Coverage on 102.7 HD2 begins at 6:20, and all the Bees games are streaming at KSLSports.com as well. DJ and PK.
Hashtag RSL.
Real Salt Lake at America First Field tomorrow afternoon. A rare 2:30 start. They got a couple of these built into the schedule. Here's one of them. Sporting Kansas City coming to town. They have struggled out of the gate a little bit. RSL still missing 3 guys, but getting several back. I think Diego Luna will probably make his first start of the year. We can talk about that with Pablo Mastriani. He is going to join us later this morning in the show, coming up at 9 o'clock. At Real Salt Lake, off to a good start here, but can they keep it rolling? Pablo thinks it's going to come down to competition. They've already started 17 different guys. Diego Luna, 18, as they dealt with a bunch of injuries. But they've won, so see if that keeps their edge. We'll talk to Pablo at 9 o'clock. Utah Royals facing the Chicago Stars tonight in America First Field. Coverage starts at 6:30. First kick at 7 o'clock. You can listen on 1280 The Zone. DJ and PK.
#golf.
Phil Mickelson announced he'll not play in the Masters. Remains out for an extended period of time. His family continuing to navigate a personal health matter. It'll be the first Masters since 1994 with 5-time winner Tiger Woods and 3-time winner Mickelson. Neither one of them in the field. One of them has been there for more than 30 years, but neither of them is going to be at Augusta National this year. Time marches on. Father Time undefeated, PK. This moment was always coming at some point. I don't think we knew it was coming this year, but it was always coming.
Well, Phil has not played in the LIV Tour. Something's going on. I have no idea what it is, and it's none of my business. But, yeah, he's been putting statements out at each of the LIV events, and so this was the next one in line for him. Obviously, he's only going to be participating in these types of tournaments in the regular tour, but he hasn't played at all in 26.
DJ and PK.
#NHL.
Uyghur overlaps with Sergachev. Feeds one in front. Rebound. They score. And guess who? Logan Cooley's got his second of the game. And we're tied at 2 with 10 to go in the second period. Logan Cooley has woken up in a big way. Gunther skates downhill. Keller towards the middle in front for Schmaltz, and they score. A beautiful setup between two that have done it so many times. Carconi in towards the middle. It bounces around off some skates and in! That's a pinball goal, and nobody knows who scored it. 6-2, and this one's going to count.
6-2, the final score. Another road win for the Mammoth, who've now won 7 of their last 9 on the road. They can do no wrong when they leave from home. And even if they do a little bit of wrong, it doesn't matter, PK. The first 15 minutes of that game, first 10 or 15 minutes of that game not going well. They were struggling out of the gate there. It was about 15 minutes. And then late in the first period, they get a power play goal, and they score 6 in a row and win the game. Go figure. Turn that thing on its head.
Yeah, that was very impressive, particularly that second period. They dominated. Cooley there, got the little rebound, and then the Keller to Schmaltz was a nice little assist thing there. And then I really appreciate the fact that they start later and they pile it on, so I don't have to watch the last few minutes, because there's no way that the old crackster is going to come back and I can go to bed.
Mammoth in Vancouver tomorrow night to take on the Canucks. Vancouver has the worst record. They're sitting on just like 52 points. They're the only team in the West that's already been eliminated from the playoffs. So it feels like another outstanding opportunity to get a win, because you're playing the team with the lowest point total in the NHL by far. I guess Chicago's been eliminated, so 2 teams are out. But 52 points is, I don't know, at least 15 points less than anybody else has. They're terrible. It ought to be a win, and that would move them to 86 points. They're on 84 after the win in Seattle. So marching towards the playoffs here with 7 games to go. You can listen to the game tomorrow night right here on The Zone. The puck will drop at 5 o'clock in Vancouver. Hockey Night in Utah will start at 4 o'clock. And that is what is trending. It's brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. All right, coming up, Pablo Mastroeni, RSL head coach at 9. David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz, is coming up at 8 o'clock. And also, it's a Live Nation Friday. We're giving away concert tickets. We'll do that coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. The Black Crows with special guest Whiskey Myers going to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater in August. It'll be August 13th. We'll give tickets away to that show in about an hour right here on The Zone. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.